Hello. Today I will be talking about what I will be doing for my final major project. So, what am I intending to make? I will be intending to make a short film that is a romantic depression short film. The short film will be about a guy called Jeff who meets this girl called Nicole. They meet on the street and they start talking for a while. They seem like they like each other. Then they decide to exchange numbers. Then they go back to their own houses and then text each other for a while. But after a while, Nicole realizes that Jeff is an alcoholic. Nicole finds this very, very unattractive and doesn't want to be anything to do with Jeff. Jeff sends constant text messages to Nicole. Nicole does not reply because she does not want to get involved with an alcoholic, as she has a past before and she knows what it's like to be with an alcoholic. Nicole thinks Jeff is a sweet guy and everything, but at the end of the day, she doesn't want to be with someone who is a mad alcoholic. Jeff constantly texts Nicole every single day trying to get a reply, but no reply, as Nicole doesn't want anything to do with her, as I said before. Jeff even goes to her door, keeps knocking and knocking. This goes on for several months. Jeff really wants Nicole, but at the end of the day, Nicole doesn't want Jeff. Unfortunately, her mum passes away because she is crossing a road and she didn't look both ways and a car just run her over. After this event happens, Jeff gets very, very depressed. He goes into a bathroom and cries for hours, days. He tries to message Nicole just to try and make him feel better, but no response, no reply. He had no one. He had no family. His mum was the last person of his family left, and Nicole wasn't messaging him back, not even replying when he was knocking on the door. He felt like there was no way forward, so he just killed himself. I will be using a revolver and After Effects to do this method. Also, I'll be using After Effects to mimic the mum getting run over. I'll be using myself, and then I'll probably like wear different clothes and everything just to make myself look like a mum, but I won't be showing my face. How will I be tackling this situation? So, I will be using music, camera shots, and editing techniques. Music, because without music, you can't make a sad mood sad. You can't make a happy mood happy. Without music, music changes everything. Music can change people's moods very, very quickly. I'll be using long shots, close-ups, and mid shots. The reason behind this is because if I want to actually get someone's emotions in the close-up, then I'll be doing a close-up. If I want to actually capture their emotions, if someone's crying, if someone's sad, but then if there's a long shot or mid shot, I could do a mid shot when the mum is crossing the road and then she gets run over. Later on in this pitch, I will be showing examples how I will be doing all these editing techniques. As I will be killing myself, I'll be using After Effects for that. I'll be doing transitions. I will be replacing the sky, so when Jeff gets very, very sad, the sky will turn all dark, and I'll be using sky replacement with After Effects. So, what equipment will I be using for my idea one? I will be using my own equipment, as I find my own equipment is a lot easier compared to taking it out of a college. As pretend if I didn't plan to record on a Wednesday, but then I found a nice area. Pretend if I go London and I'm never going to go there again, then I can literally just pull out my camera and then record. I was thinking about using my phone, as that's a lot better quality compared to my camera. Record in 4K 30 FPS or 1080p 60. Probably record in 4K 30 then downscale to 1080p. Who will my target audience be? I was thinking it could be for all ages, as the more people that could see this short film, the better. But then I was thinking there's going to be death, there's going to be sad in it. So when I done my mini pitch, people was like, maybe not all ages, because you don't really want a 7-year-old to see death and sadness, because then that could make them sad. It's not suitable for their ages. So I will be putting an age limit on this, 18+. I'm not too sure if I should put a warning before the actual short film starts or after, because I don't actually want to distract the audience from the actual short film. That would be the last thing that I would want to happen. That's my idea one. Let's go into number two. Okay, so what is my idea number two? My idea number two, it's a normal day, it's a normal life, and There's students everywhere. But then one strange thing happens. Some terrorists come into the school, so he decides to go into the toilets. Yes, you may think this is a little bit weird, but he thought this was the best idea. Luckily, he did go into the toilet because his headmaster was in the toilet with a lightsaber. He said to him, "You are the chosen one. Defeat them all." So he picked up a lightsaber and tried to defeat all the terrorists. At the end result, he does win and everything is all good. All the terrorists are dead. But this is going to be a comedy / action film because you never really see terrorists and lightsabers together. Also, some events has been happening recently. For example, the USA shooting in the school. And I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, so I thought if I put a comedy feel into it, then it would make the place a lot happier. So, how will I be attacking this subject matter? For the lightsabers, I will be using HitFilm plugins, as they have a lightsaber plugin already. All I would have to do is get a stick, wave it around, and then you can make it into a lightsaber using HitFilm, as it's a lot easier using HitFilm, drag and drop compared to Adobe After Effects. I have been using After Effects. At the beginning of this pitch, I've been doing transitions, but as I'm getting further into a pitch, then I'm not doing as so many. The reason is because I just want to test out the transitions, see if I can do them. If I can, then I'll be implementing them into my chosen idea. I'll be putting music to make it seem more intense and then make it seem like silly, because you have to put silly music in as well, otherwise people are going to be like, okay, what's the funny part of this comedy film? I'll be using After Effects to make gunshot effects from the terrorists, close-ups and mid-shots. The reasoning is because, like, particularly if I was going to do a close-up, that would be a close-up of taking the lightsaber, for example. This is because if I'm concentrating on something, I want to put all my effort into it. As for before, I will be using my own equipment, as you can film anytime, any place, anywhere, even London. And pretend if I go London for a day, don't really want to go back, do I? My target audience is 14 to 50-year-olds. The reasoning behind this is because it's a comedy action film, and I don't want to scare too younger kids, so a 7-year-old would be scared of this because there is guns. I'll make them cartoony as possible, but it will still scare the little kids. Also, you don't want like a 60, 70, 80-year-old watching this and they're just scared. They will just be very, very scared. I wouldn't want my short film to affect people in their emotions. Okay, that's enough for idea number 2. Let's get on to number 3. Idea number 3. What am I intending to make? I will be making a short film about an elephant that comes to life. Then we look outside a window, so there'll be a carer looking after the elephant. He's really weirded out because normal elephants don't come to life. And then there'll be a dark shadow in the background. I'll be making a long shot for this, so it looks like they are very far away. They will have to defend themselves before they die. The elephant will be talking to me as well. So, how will I be actually animating and actually putting all this together? I will be using After Effects to track / mask my elephant's mouth, because then you can actually make it move the actual mouth. As this is a scary comedy, I'll be putting certain music to actually make it seem like a gloomy film. I use epidemic sounds to actually get all my audio, as I feel like YouTube to MP3 isn't as good as epidemic sounds. I have a license on epidemic sounds, so it's all free to use, for me personally. I will be using different camera shots to get a different feel of all of the things that I'll be filming. For example, a long shot on the villain, so it looks like he's far away, and when the elephant's talking, I may do a mid shot or a close-up. But I don't think I'll ever do extreme close-up unless someone is very scared and they're looking shocked in the eyes. As we go before, I'll be using my own equipment, as I feel like if you use your own equipment, then you can film anytime, any place, anywhere, and it's really, really good quality, the equipment that I do have. For example, I'm using my blue snowball right now. I have a pop filter and a microphone arm on it, and I use voice meter for my audio processing. For my Foley sounds, I'll be using a blue snowball. If I wanted to make a ball bouncing or something down the street, Foley sound is the way to go. For example, I could use a water bottle knocking against a table like this. who is the target audience for? The target audience is for 14 to 60 year olds, as I will be putting some blood, some scares and some funnies in it, and I do not want to scare too low of an age group, and I don't want to scare too high of an age group, as I don't really want to give a 70-year-old a heart attack when they're watching my short film. So it would be for all ages, but I just don't want to scare everybody and hurt their emotions inside. So you may be asking to yourself, why am I not doing a music video, a podcast, or anything like that? The reason why I'm not doing a podcast is because it's pure audio, couple of faces on the screen, and yeah, it's cool to actually edit the audio and everything like that, but I prefer doing a bit of both worlds. So you do audio, you do video, and you can have Foley sounds and everything like that. I like editing, and in podcasts you just record your audio. You may be in a room with another person, you may have like 6 microphones if there's 6 people, connect them all up, sync them all up. I feel like if you do a short film, you have more options. You have more space to play with if you are doing a short film compared to if you are doing, for example, a music video. Yes, you have visuals, you have sound, but you may have a bit of Foley sound, but not as many options as you can with a short film. With a short film, I like telling a story. For example, when I did a music video last time, I found it really difficult to get some footage for my music video, and I told a story in it. I could never ever make a music video without telling a story. I like storytelling. It's hard to find the idea, but once I've got the idea, I really do enjoy it. This project is going on for about 2 months, I think, so I don't want to do something that I'm not enjoying for that amount of time. I want to do something that I'm passionate about, because the more passionate about it, then the more I'm going to enjoy it. So, you may be thinking to yourself, what idea will I be going with? I will be going with idea number 1. The reasoning is because I love the idea so much, I can do so much with it. I can do the editing so well. I like putting a sad thing at the end of my short film. This is because with music you can change the mood from music to music or place to place. Also, I'll be using Magic Bullet color correction. So if I need to replace the sky or something, I'll be putting a little bit of color correction. Then I'll be using After Effects to mask out where the skyline is, analyze the background, and then just replace the sky. There are many tutorials online that will be helping me. And when I do my bibliography annotated, then I will be doing all the links and describing how they helped me in one way or another. I found it really hard to find the ideas, but once I got the main idea, I put all my effort into the first one because I felt like that was the best idea, and I feel like people are going to watch it. Here is a video of me making a transition on the screen. It'll be a little time lapse, and anything that I'll be doing in my actual short film when I'm editing or writing or anything, I'll be recording using OBS. So when I do put my short film onto Wix, then everybody will understand how I got to this point, and if anyone had any questions, I could just point them to a video saying, this is how I done this, this is how I done this, and then in my bibliography, I will link 2 of my videos. So for a sky replacement, I will link the tutorial, and then I will link my version of me doing it, recording with OBS if I do remember. That's the end of my pitch. I hope that you have enjoyed. Any questions?